How's it look? It looks good.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Chuck from Brady Adventures, and today we're going to be doing the rear camber arm installation on our Acura Integra A-Spec. Hope you enjoy the video and hope this helps some people out. If it does, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment, and let us know if you have any questions about this project or what you'd like to see us do in the future. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy.
This can be dangerous work. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have the right tools, and if you don't reassemble everything properly, please get help if you need it. This is purely informational purposes.
Hey guys, when you're doing the rear springs and the camber arms, you're going to need an array of sort of your standard tools, sockets, ratchets, breaker bars, things like that. For this video specific to the rear camber arms, I wanted to point out a couple key tools that you are going to need. There'll be links to all the tools that we use for our suspension install in the description below, and if you have any questions, of course, let us know. One of the things that people talk about is having a flex head wrench. We used a flex head ratchet. And the important thing is to make sure that this thing locks so that you can adjust the angle. On each side, it was different. The driver's side was much worse, but we had to get this thing at a very particular angle and needed it to stay there. Another thing is making sure that you have a ratchet that has a really fine tooth. So this is an 80 tooth. Kind of hear that it's really fine, and that way when you're in this very small space you'll be able to get some movement. The other thing is there's not a lot of room to work with, especially on the driver's side, so we also got this shallow or stubby 17 millimeter socket to go on here. That makes this whole package like very easy to get into a tight space. This was absolutely essential. Another thing we got was this large 6-piece metric combination wrench set specifically for this 32 and 27 millimeter. I didn't have any combination wrenches this big, and this was required for tightening down the adjustment on the rear camber arm. It was also nice to have this pry bar. Once you take the outside bolt of the camber arm out, there is a bushing that's kind of wedged into the rear knuckle. Just having something to help kind of pry that out of there was very helpful. Of course, you're going to need a torque wrench to torque everything. Everything else is just going to be your standard sockets and wrenches and things. And I wanted to orient you to how the video is laid out. First, we're going to be doing the driver's side camber arm, and then we're going to be doing the passenger side. Each of them have their little challenges. I think the passenger side is a little more smooth, even though we did have one major issue that you'll see in the video.
We're going to do the rear camber arm here, and that's really just two bolts. This one right here, and then one, it's way back in here. Super hard to get at. Here it is. You can kind of see it up in there, and there's just so much stuff in the way. Some people get it from the bottom, some people get it from the side. I have a special wrench and socket that I hope is going to get me in there. We found we could get enough movement in this ratchet at this angle, kind of over the top of the camber arm. We just have it locked in. We got this shallow socket kind of back in there. I mean, it's impossible to see, but I'm on the bolt right now, and I'm just gonna it's gonna be a little bit at a time. Took us about 5 or 10 minutes to figure out the right angle and how we're gonna get at this thing. Before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and bust this one loose too. This has a nut on the other side. I didn't know how much torque would be on this, so I wanted to kind of get it at least loose. Alright, now we're going to get back in here and finish this one off, hopefully. I gotta do slightly more angle. Oh hell, maybe I should have gotten this off all the way while I was in there last time. Got it back in there. So this is super tedious, just a few clicks at a time. lot of ratcheting, like really long time. We're close. I was able to move it with my hands a little bit, and so now I've decided that I'm going to try to get this out of here. Now I just want to pry this up, but I don't want to bend that, so I'm like trying to get in position. Oh, see how that took that pressure off of that? I can even hear the bolt just slapping. Oh yeah, perfect. Yep, that was the thing to do. So, bam! It's out! I'm so happy. Okay, I got these new giant wrenches for being able to adjust this. They're just bound up right now, so I need to just crack them loose. But you need a 27 and a 32 millimeter. There we go. So what I'm trying to do is get this adjusted so that it's the right length, and then I have to make sure that the distance between these two is about the same. Okay, so I got these both adjusted, or they're about the same distance here. Now once I do that, then I'm going to, and this is all reverse threaded, so it just screws with your head. And I'm going to move the jam nut and get this locked up. And then this still spins, but we'll do this pinch bolt tight once we get it in position to get load on the car. When the load is off the car, this kind of tilts a little. And so when there's load on the car, it's kind of at a different angle, and that's when you want to torque it. Slide this arm up here, and then I'm going to try to get this bolt in by hand. Get that up in there. I hope we're lined up good. So that's a tight fit. I'm just going to tap it. Still looks crooked. Yeah, it is crooked. I am going to just get this one started so I know I kind of have it in the right position. Does that make sense? Okay. That one's in there. Now this guy, I'm going to reach way back in here and try to hold it with my pinky, with my fingers, between my fingers. Ooh, I found the hole. Now, I'm going to kind of get this guy up into position. I'm definitely not going to be able to do it with this with bolt in because this has moved. There is no good angle to do this shit. After a very long time, I got this bolt and I'm threading it in by hand. You just really got to get your hand back in there. That was a real pain in the ass getting that bolt back in. And I got to thread it by hand far enough that now I'm ratcheting. And I'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Before I torque that guy down any further, I want to make sure I get this bolt at least through here. Alright, so now I don't have to worry about not being able to get that on or not being positioned right. Okay, now come back in 15 minutes. We had put the bolt into this before we torqued it down, but our wrench was just so that it was hitting this when we had the bolt in, so we had to take it back out. I think I can still get it in position. Okay, so that's in. I'm going to get this snug, but I'm not going to torque this one until I put some weight on it. So I got that one just snug. Camber arm straighten it out with the weight on it, so that's why I don't really want to snug up that pinch bolt. So now I'm looking to watch for this coming off the jack stand just a little bit. And now that I have the weight on it, I'm going to torque this down. And we don't actually know what the torque spec is here, so we went ahead and did it to 50. Now we got to tighten this jam nut. Since this is a small wrench, we're just going to do it the best we can. And that's tight, and you can see it pinching in there. That ain't going nowhere. All right. Well, we are going to call it quits for today and do the other side tomorrow. That was a lot of work. Now we are going to do the rear camber arm. The passenger side should be pretty easy. We've got a nut here and a bolt. So these are both 17. And then our one that's back up in here, you can see it up there. That's hard to get to, but it's a lot easier than the one we were dealing with yesterday. We're gonna get our flex head set up and start working on that guy. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this bolt out. I do have the jack supporting this. I want to lower it a little bit, to kind of get that out. As this sinks down, it kind of sits in there and that bushing really hits. So if you put a little pressure of the control arm, it'll kind of loosen this up. Drop that back down. So I got a little more room to get in there. Now I'm going to try to find a way to get my little shallow 17-inch socket, my flex head in there. On the other side, I was kind of like this and working this way, which was all up in here, really kind of tough. This way, I might actually be able to go like this. I'm going to try that first. So you definitely need some kind of pry bar to get this out, but you don't want to hit on that. Now I'm going to drop this down a little more, and that's going to give me a little more space to work in here. I might be able to just go straight in. Now I got a brake line right here. It's kind of giving me trouble. So the other side was a pain in the ass because it was just hard to get into, and this side's a pain in the ass because there's a brake line in the way. Okay, just want to show you. For this one, we're working it from the bottom. You can see our ratchet's up in there. And we just jacked it up and gave us a little more clearance to get up in there. And we only have a few degrees where we can move, but we can definitely get it done here. Be really nice if I could get that with my fingers. So once I was able to kind of get my wrench to break that bolt and I could get this out of here, I lowered this back down, got this out, and now I can get this in a position where it's loose and I can back this bolt out with my hand. I'm just gonna reach up in there. So I'm just gonna kind of position that where it's like not putting pressure on the bolt. Getting it out with my fingers here. All right, I just worked on that bolt for a long time. There's not a lot of clearance back in there. Aha, bam. All right, and then, while this one was probably a little bit easier, it still has its own challenges. Now we got to get this other camber arm to the right length. We're going to do that with our 2 bolts. Let's see, how close are we? Oh, we're almost there. Just need to make it a little bit shorter. Now you want these distances to be about the same. So I need to shorten it a little, and this is reverse threads. Pretty good right there. See, these are both actually, I'm gonna back that one out one and that one in one. All right, that looks pretty good. What do you think? Yeah. Now some of the special tools I need is a 32 and a 27. I did not have open-ended wrenches this big. So you're gonna get this lock nut up against there. And then tighten these up. Slide it off of here, and then this still spins, but we'll do this jam nut tight once we get it in position and get load on the car. When the load is off the car, this kind of tilts a little, and so when there's load on the car, it's kind of at a different angle, and that's when you want to torque it. Now we just got to put this back in. We're just going to go back in the same way that we came here. Ooh, watch my paint. And we'll try to get this positioned as best we can. We're going to take our bolt with our fingers. Try to find the hole. This is such a pain in the ass. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, I slid it in. Just took a little finessing. Now, get that as tight as I can with my fingers. And now I'll get back under here with my ratchet and probably take me 5-10 minutes. All right, see you in a minute. Finished working that one in. We don't have it snugged all the way. Now we got to get this bushing down into here. Last one, I just kind of tapped it. Unfortunately, it likes to go crooked on you, and so you might have to like reposition it a few times. You don't want to hit these boots. Kind of how it's sitting. See, that's not going in even. Kind of going in even. Sometimes you might have to adjust this position. There we go. Okay. All right. Put this in, so we just gotta get this bolt, get the nut on it, bolt lined up and threaded through, and we're just gonna get this snug, but not torque. Okay, so right now we don't have the spring in, but if we did have the spring in and our sway bar hooked up, we would jack this up under load and then go ahead and torque this guy down. Since we had a learning experience by popping out our sway bar link, which we're currently waiting on the part, go pick up that part, reinstall the sway bar in link, and get the spring in, and then we'll torque this down. We jacked this up to put load on it. We're gonna torque our camber arm in. Now the first thing we're gonna do, our one up in here, and we're just going to get this as tight as we possibly can, because we don't really have the clearance that we need to get a torque wrench in there. We couldn't find a torque spec on this. I tested the one we hadn't taken out, and it seemed to be right at 50. That's what I'm going to torque it to. All right, now we're going to tighten this pinch bolt. Last thing, we're going to torque to 20 foot-pounds. You need to do that under load. When you drop it off of load, this thing will twist in here. If that pinch nut's not done, you need to have that load on it to get it in the position where you want it to be pinched. Clearance here. I mean, clearance. Okay, now we're going to drop this back down. Everything's torqued up. We're gonna throw our wheels back on, and hopefully we got no bangs or pops or anything that's not right. We'll let you know how the test drive goes. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. The rear camber arm installation definitely had its challenges, but still a pretty straightforward job, and we're glad we tackled it on our own. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Let us know if you have any questions about this project or anything else we got going on. Thanks a lot for watching. How's it look? It looks good.
If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. And always feel free to leave us any comments or questions that you might have.